I'm now joined by the lovely Kylie from our Positive People team here at Chaos. We're here today to talk careers in care, the amazing Chaos bus tour, which I was alluding to earlier, and we have a bit of an update. Hello, Kylie.
Hello.
Are you enjoying that first little bit
yes,
there?
you brightened up my morning.
It's very strange because I know you can't actually hear what I can hear, and I'm just sat here talking to the camera, and you're just like, what's this weird guy doing over here?
Oh no, weird. I'm used to weird. It's chaos.
So. Well, you know, that's what we do, isn't it? It's Chaos. Yeah. Aptly named. Whenever I go anywhere and everyone goes, oh yeah, we know Chaos. Like, what's it like? It's aptly named.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's organised chaos though.
It is, but it's done so well.
Yeah.
It's done fantastic. But there's so much going on. So, from your side of things, can you tell us what you do here at Chaos?
Yes, so I am the care pathway lead. So I work on employment projects such as Positive People, Who Does Works, Compass. So I have people referred to me that either definitely want to work in health and social care, and I will support those people to update their CV. We'll have a look at what vacancies are in their area. We'll explore all the different roles as well, because a lot of people, when they think of health and social care, they think of a healthcare assistant role in a care home, but then they think that's the only role, when actually
Absolutely.
I could go on for hours about
there is so much to it. Everyone thinks of the stereotype. I'm not going to talk about the stereotype because I think it gets too much of a look at, and everything else doesn't get a look at. You can care for people in so many ways. You can care for people physically, you can care for them mentally, you can care for them by doing things outside and barely being in contact with them, just even if it's like by doing an errand or helping them in the garden, or that kind of thing. You can help them by putting them in contact with people. Or something I've done for years now for my mum is doing things like all your bills, your red tape. I literally sold a house. I've sold 2 houses now for her, bless her. Yeah. I think, can we talk a bit more about that? What are the more unusual sort of things people don't think about when it comes to care?
Yeah, so I mean, literally just before I came on here, I looked through Facebook, because obviously that's where I see a lot of vacancies as well, because obviously they're on Indeed, but not everyone uses Indeed. No. So, and social media is where a lot of people advertise. And I just saw a role with, I think it was through Disability Cornwall, and they're looking for someone for 2 hours a week.
I mean, nothing.
It's nothing, is it? I mean, obviously, it depends what you're wanting. Are you wanting full-time hours? Are you wanting part-time hours? Are you personal care may not be for everyone, and that's absolutely fine, because there's lots of other roles out there that you can do, like go and do someone's shopping, help them with their bills, take them to doctor's appointments, hospital appointments.
There's so much.
Walk the dog, prepare meals, medication prompts. It's just about finding what role suits you. And for a lot of people as well that I've spoken to, they're like, oh no, I can't do care because I don't drive. Doesn't matter.
There's always ways around that, isn't it? You can carpool with somebody, or there's more than likely someone within your immediate area. Yeah. And I love that line when you hear, oh, I'm not sure I've got the skills to do this. When 99% of the time, you just take one little pry into that person's life and you find they're probably already doing some caring for someone. They don't even realise it.
Yeah, and it's a perfect example. I met one lady one time, she's like, no, I can't work in that sector. I've got no experience. And I'm like, well, actually, for some roles, experience isn't necessary. But then, like you just said, you start talking to people and it's like, well, actually, I did care for my mum for a few, but they didn't see that as caring. It's obviously what they were doing naturally for their family, and it's like, actually, like, life experience is the best experience. So if you cared for a family member, I mean, it doesn't have to be personal care, but being there, supporting that person, and understanding people's needs, what do they need, and how to treat them with dignity and respect, and all of those are transferable. I mean, even caring for your own children,
that's caring.
Yeah, it's the transferable skills. It's just with a different client group.
I think people just seem to don't realise that it is the same as what you're already doing for so many people, and I think people expect difference, and that's why people barrier themselves off from it, when actually there is no barrier apart from your own sort of mental thinking on it, your own mental, and obviously mental health is another thing we can go into, but it's great to see that this is being discussed, because I've never really seen it discussed by anyone before, and I was in the same place. I always used to think, oh, what training do you need? But since being here at Chaos, I've seen, oh, actually, it's something most people have some kind of basic training just through life.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to go back to, like you said, obviously, because I work with a lot of people on the employment projects, that have struggled with their mental health. And I say to them, I was like, actually, going into health and social care would be a really good option, because you're going to be employed by health and social care, and they're going to be the most understanding people to your needs. and to make, any workplace adjustments or put things in place to make you feel comfortable and support you on your journey.
Absolutely. Now, I want to move on a little bit because I've alluded to it multiple times. We've now mentioned it. Obviously, Chaos is going on tour.
We are.
Could you give us a good rundown of everything that's going on? How did this come about?
Okay, so obviously through my role that I do, I am linked in with just over 50 care providers now throughout Cornwall. And up until probably about 6 months ago, I had about 40, 50 people on my caseload wanting to work in health and social care, and we'd noticed a massive drop in referrals with interest in the sector. And then I think it was in the space of about 10 days, I had 5 different care providers contact me, seeing if I had anyone. The sector, there's a massive recruitment crisis. I think last time I looked a few weeks ago on Indeed, there was 1,300 vacancies in Cornwall.
Wow.
And that was a mixture of care homes, community care, obviously NHS roles. And I was like, right, what can we do with the resources that we've got here at Chaos? Support from the employment project. So, they've funded this, they've been brilliant. What can we do? So I was sat down, it was me and Nathan. I was like, Nathan, what can we do? And he was like, well, why don't we go on tour? If people aren't coming to us, we're going to go find them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I've obviously been seeing things coming together.
Yeah.
We got our plans made out.
Yeah.
At least from my side of things. It's going to be fantastic. It's lovely to see the amount of effort that goes into everything here at Chaos, let alone just this. But it is great to see how it's all coming together. Some fun bits happening with it as well, of course. But yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to the next couple of days.
Yeah. And so obviously, I've been contacting care providers. And we had loads on board, and we still have, I think there's about between 13 and 20 coming over the 2 days, because obviously it's Thursday. We are going to be in, I've got to get this right now, haven't I? So Thursday morning about 9:30, we are going to be hitting St Austell Main Street, and we will be floating around for 2 hours. Obviously dressed as superheroes.
Oh, fantastic.
Why not?
Of course. But,
yeah. And then we are going to be heading into Troy, Lemon Key for about 12ish for 2 hours, and then we are going to be heading over to Falmouth for around 2:30 mark for 2 hours. And we are going to be getting off the bus, and we are just going to be, I'm calling it, invading these towns.
Fantastic. Sometimes that's what you need, a good old-fashioned invasion. Let's get on with it.
Yeah. So you're going to see lots of people in capes and masks. Unfortunately, I think it is raining tomorrow, but health and social care doesn't stop for the weather. No.
Get on with it.
So we are going to crack on. But yeah, we just want to get out there, spread the word about the sector, talk about the different career pathways, the different opportunities available, because, for some people, employment, they might not be ready for employment, and that's absolutely fine. There's loads of volunteering opportunities. Care homes would love to have volunteers. You come in, you can sit with the residents, have a cup of tea, help with meals, do a bit of cleaning, which will free up their staff to go and do the duties which they're trained to do. So that's Thursday, and then on Friday, we are out with the Who Does Works crew.
Perfect.
And we're hitting Penzance first in the morning, then we're heading over to, Penzance will be in the main street again. Helston, we're going to be trying to park down near the boating lake, and again, we're going to disperse. And then in the afternoon, we're in Redruth Main Street.
Amazing.
But we will also we're going to have the Creature Features show joining us.
Yes, that's right.
So if anyone, not quite sure what to do with your kids over the next few days, come along. So Nick will be there. Apparently she's got some new weird and wonderful animals.
I'll be keeping away.
Yeah.
Look, I've been in that house too many times, right? I've done the creature, I've interviewed her now multiple times on Chaos TV, and there are new things in that house that I have yet to come face to face with, and pray that I never do.
Yeah.
Some kind of spider cross crab cross scorpion, and it looked like something from Nightmares. I digress.
Yeah, so Nick joined me on one of my Who Does Works engagement events, and I was helping her carry everything, and I was like, what am I carrying? She was like, oh, a snake. I'm like, oh, lovely.
Brilliant.
This is brilliant. I'm just going to hold it over here.
Of course, I'll tell you a story after about me, Steph, and a brown snake that we thought had escaped but hadn't, and we got a bit close to comfort with it. Anyway, looking like it's going to be a fantastic day. Like you said, rain or shine, doesn't matter, care never stops.
No.
And I think this is going to be great. I've actually got a friend who's just actually gone into care,
Yeah.
first time ever. And he's come out saying what he's particularly doing is more of the stereotype.
Yeah.
And he said what he's doing is hard work,
Yeah.
but he said it is so rewarding. And he said
It
he
is.
can't imagine himself not doing it.
No, and I was watching, I think I mentioned this the other day when I was on here, Rod Gilbert, the comedian.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so go on to YouTube.
Yeah.
Watch, he done a series of work experience in different roles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he done one in a care home.
Right.
I recommend, if you're not sure if you want to go into that, watch that. By the end of it, he was crying. He absolutely loved it. Like, I honestly,
bless.
like, I'm not a crier, but it pulled on my heartstrings.
Oh, blimey.
And it is an amazing sector to work in, and I think, unfortunately, at the moment, only the negative things are being shown. Obviously, it is quite stressful out there for the people that are working in this sector.
Yeah.
We've seen the pressures that are on Trelisk and
It's
local
ridiculous.
hospitals at the moment. So we're just wanting to try and do what we can to try and help out. And yeah, it's just trying to spark some interest. And like I was saying, with career pathways, I think what people don't see is how, you know, when you start in a care home or care, like the opportunities that are available from that. I've got a lady that I was working with. She wanted to be a nurse.
Right.
So we looked at the different routes of her to achieve that. And one of them was starting a care home, you know, get some experience under your belt, get your MVQs done. She's got her MVQ2, do a 3, and then she would transition into college to do a nursing associate.
Amazing.
So there's lots of different routes. And the thing is as well, we are all going to need these services. If we haven't used them already, you're going to be needing them. And without people in Cornwall banding together to support the sector, it's just not going to change.
I feel it's necessary to say as well, it's never too late to start in this kind of role or this kind of pathway. It really is never too late to start. If you feel you want to do it, go for it. At least just start asking questions. You know, what's the worst going to happen? Someone's going to turn around and say, well, maybe not. Yeah, there you go. That's the worst thing. So it's worth asking because you probably won't get that answer.
Yeah. And there's the companies now are thinking, like, because obviously we're trying to look at different ways to, you know, increase interest in the sector. About doing taster days. So like for myself, like I said, I support people into volunteering. If they're not quite sure if the sector's for them, we'll get them in somewhere. We'll get the DBS sorted, and they'll go in and do some taster days to see if it's for them.
Yeah.
And I think it's the best way to do it. Like, you can't trust what you see on the media or hearsay. Like, just go and try it for yourself.
Try it for yourself. You can't disbelieve what you're seeing for yourself, can you?
No.
So how did you get into the sector?
So I reckon I was probably about 14-ish. And my nan was diagnosed with dementia.
Right.
And it was really important for my family that they wanted to keep my nan at home. So my nan stayed with us, and we had community carers come in. I think it started off twice a day, and then as her needs increased, it went to 3 times a day. Some calls double-handed. And it was really valuable for my family and for my nan that we were able to do that. And if it wasn't for those carers coming in, we wouldn't have been able to do that. And I just sat there and I was like, what an awesome job.
Yeah.
Well, like, you know, you're supporting a family, you're helping a family, and obviously with my nan, like, achieve her wishes for her to be able to stay at home. And everyone that came in, they were absolutely brilliant. Like, if having a bad day, they were always, you know, making us laugh. And I just thought, what an awesome job to do, to help people. That's
what gave me that spark to get into it.
That's why I wanted to go into it.
See, I had a similar situation with Dad and you guys, obviously. And my dad, bless him, was getting to the end, and I don't even remember this. I don't know if I've repressed it or not, but my mum told me when I first started, because I started volunteering on the radio here in the evenings on Thursdays, and Mum pulled me aside and went, you do know who you're volunteering for, don't you? I went, Chaos. You know, and she goes, yeah, Babs. Went, Babs rounds, because I hadn't realised Babs, I never saw her.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, they were the guys that looked after Dad. And I was really humbled by that. And Babs, I hope she won't mind me saying this, I stopped her here one day, because she was here late in the evening. I said, Babs, stop a minute. You know, she's like, whirlwind Babs, I call her. I said, stop. She goes, you all right, Adam? I went, yeah, you looked after Dad, didn't you? She went, yeah. I went, just wanted to really say thank you. She said, that's all right. Is that everything? I went, yeah. Well,
it's more like
I
this.
said thank you. But that's it, it's such a valuable role. And like you said, it helped Dad stay home for as long as he could. And that's exactly what he wanted.
And just going back to what you said, a valuable role as well, I think there's a massive piece of work that needs to be done with the younger generation at the moment. I've been working with the colleges, local colleges in Cornwall, and to say that we've got 1,300 vacancies and you've only got roughly 300 health and social care students in Cornwall, there's a gap there, and there's a piece of work that needs to be done there. I remember talking to a parent one day, and they was like, why would I want my child to go and work in health and social care? Why would I want my child to be a carer? And I'm like, why wouldn't
not?
you?
Yeah.
It means that your child is going to be kind, caring, loving, compassionate. It's going to help people for their whole lives. That's a really beautiful
good.
Person.
Really strong morals, really strong ethics, hard work. Why wouldn't you want that for somebody?
Exactly.
And I guess there's a lot of sort of false information, not false information, but a lot of belief that there's not much of a pathway in care. And that leads me on to the next question. We've talked a little bit about pathways, like you said, with the nursing as well. But in just specifically care, what kind of pathways are there? What kind of sort of opportunities are there for people to progress?
Cool. So it depends, obviously, what you want to go for. Obviously, we've gone through the nursing one. It's the same for midwifery. For any role within the NHS, really, that kind of tier, you're going to be needing starting someone with some experience. Yeah. And I think a majority of the people that I'm working with, they don't want to go down the A-level route or that kind of thing. So it's about, go out and get experience. Care providers will put you through your MVQs. There's different qualifications you can do within the sector. Yeah. It doesn't involve you having to go to college 5 days a week and it's what you want to achieve, but it's just such a good starting point. The skills that you would learn in this sector can prepare you for other roles. Even paramedics and things like that. Yeah. Most of them say you need experience being a healthcare assistant.
There you go. Yeah. Is there any kind of roles just within care as well? Can people go on, say they start off just volunteering, maybe they then go into a bit of caring? Is there anything specifically keeping away from somebody who doesn't want to go maybe down paramedic or nurse? If they wanted to stay very specifically in care, can they continue?
So for instance, for myself, I did go down the route. I'd done A-levels and I went to college and I'd done a foundation degree in healthcare and community studies. And I didn't know what I wanted to do my third year in. And my tutor, best advice ever, said to me, Kylie, just go get a job.
Fair.
You don't need to decide what you want to do your third year in now. Go get different jobs within the sector, try them out, find out where your niche is, and then follow that route, and then you'll know where you want to go.
Fantastic.
Because originally I thought I wanted to go down the social work route.
Right.
So I left there and I went and started working with young adults with autism. Done that for a few years, then I went over and done community care. Really enjoyed that, and then while I was with that role, I then there was a position that came up in the office. So I went into the office, started doing rotas, a bit of the finance, that sort of thing. Then I came over to stay at home, so where we are now.
Wow.
And then started off out doing community care with these guys, then progressed into an office role, was doing the rotas for a few years, and then progressed. They put me through my management, called my ILM level 3, then my level 5 health and social care management, and then was operations manager. So depends where you want to go.
There is a lot. So yeah, it's nice to see that obviously within care itself there's lots of pathways, whether you're looking to pathway into something maybe slightly off of just general care, but if you are staying in care you can still go into other office roles. But what I also like about that is the fact that you are put through the caring part, hands-on first, so that when you get into an office role, you understand what you're managing. Yeah,
and it's also it's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
So obviously everyone that works in our stay-at-home office does go out and do care, and that's always been the way it is because, fantastic. And especially with the climate at the moment, so a lot of care providers unfortunately had to pull out of the bus tour because they're so short-staffed. Everyone in the office is going out to help cover because that is the main priority.
Exactly.
Is making sure that everyone's customers or clients, whoever we want to call them, are safe and receiving the care that they need. So
I love that about chaos. It doesn't matter what role you are. If you're needed, that's it. You're straight out there, and that's why I've loved being here all this time. It's absolutely great.
Yeah.
No one sees themselves as above or below anyone. We're just like, right, what do we need to do as a whole? Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
So what else? Obviously, we're talking about there's a massive problem with recruitment at the moment.
Yeah.
There's just no availability. What else is Chaos trying to do to help with this problem in the sector?
So, I need to talk about my survey.
Oh, please go for
Survey, not very exciting, but it's a piece of work that needs to be done. So obviously we are doing a bus tour out trying to drum up some interest, talk to people, to spark some interest in the sector. But we are going to be launching a health and social care survey. So it takes about 4 minutes, apparently.
Okay.
And there's questions on there, and we just want to hear people's views and opinions on the sector.
Right.
Like, what are people's thoughts about, finding a role within the sector? Do they know all the different types of roles that they are? Would people be willing to go and do a taster day?
Mm-hmm.
And also, if there was one wish for the sector, what would that be? We're just wanting to understand why people don't want to come into the sector. Is it because you don't think you've got the right experience or skills, like we've said? Actually, it's not a necessity for certain roles. Just wanting to get a feel for what's changed. Are people concerned about COVID? Is it because you're not vaccinated? Because now people do need to be vaccinated for certain roles. So we're just wanting to understand what the change is.
Okay.
Because there was always a massive interest, and now that has dwindled.
Yeah.
So we're just wanting to get a feel, people's feedback and opinions. So when you see it's going to go out on our social media, please just take 4 minutes of your time just to fill it in, so we can start looking at addressing these things and try and improve on recruitment.
Fantastic. Now, talking about recruitment and vacancies, what has Stay at Home got at the moment in regards to vacancies?
Cool. So obviously we've got quite a few, like everyone else. They are looking for community carers out in the Roseland, looking after our lovely elderly.
Mm-hmm.
So that role obviously does require you to be a driver.
Yep.
All right. And it's normally morning round, evening round. So that could be full-time, part-time. Any students, that are doing health and social care that can drive, you give it a couple of evening shifts around your college and weekends. So that is out in the Roseland. They're looking for paediatric support workers, either mornings or evenings. And I think that's generally all over. Again, for some of those you do need to be able to drive, but it's always worth a phone call because, like you said, you might have something just down the road.
Yeah.
And again, that could be, we do tend to ask that people that go for those roles have some experience in the sector, but, if you're studying something at uni that's relevant to that role, we take each case on a case-by-person basis.
I'm with you.
And they are, I believe, looking for a full-time support worker.
Okay.
Down west to look after one of our legends. And that's an awesome role, and that's just supporting that person to access the community. So I was trying to think the last time when I'd done a shift down there. I think we done some drumming, we had some lunch, like it's just getting out and about.
It's nice.
Yeah. And again, not really essential to be a driver, but does help. Does help. And also, very excitingly, we've got a new role where we are working with a hospital discharge team up at Trillis.
Oh, okay, lovely.
I believe that is like a 9 till 5 thing.
Right.
I think it's for a few days at the week at the moment, but that is going to increase. So it is. We've got a carer going in to support the discharge team, and it is helping to discharge people.
Fantastic.
Sitting down, having a chat with them, just trying to help relieve some of that stress. Obviously, that is up there.
It was funny you say that, because we were having a chat actually off air just in the radio studio just now when we had the news stories coming on. We was talking about Trillis, 100 people in there at one point, 28 ambulances parked outside, and we was talking about how, I can't remember who or somebody out there said it, and they said actually the problem that we know of is discharging people and getting people to and from the hospital. In fact, I think it was my other half Els who's had experience with this. The problem is being caused by not being able to get people in and out fast enough where that's necessary.
Yeah. And it's because there's a lack of care providers, a lack of carers to be able to provide these people with care packages for them to come home. And I think it's just the thing, isn't it? It's like that we all need to unite as a county now, and it's like, you know, if you're out there, even if you've got 2 hours to spare, just to help alleviate, get these people home. I mean, they don't want to be in hospital.
No.
Imagine being in hospital and you're fit and well, but you just need some support for you to be able to go home safely.
Exactly.
And yeah, and it's just about contacting, like I said, just phone your local care provider or give us a call. Give me a call. 01872 277 600, and I'm on option 3. Just to have a chat with me, I can help you explore, you know, what's in your area. You know, it might be we could get you onto one of our employment projects if you're unemployed, and we can help support you through the process. We can fund your DBS, we can buy your uniform. It might be that, you know, you don't have transport, so we could look at possibly getting you an e-bike or a push bike. If you've got a job offer letter, like, we can help you through it. We just want to all band together now and
exactly
try and alleviate. Yeah,
I love how much you guys do for actually trying to help people get into the role as well. Like where there would usually be brick walls for people, you're just like taking a sledgehammer to them going, no, we'll sort that. We'll sort that. Just come on in, we've got you covered.
And in my books, I remember when I first started with doing care, I was very shy, struggled with social anxiety when I was younger, very shy. And doing these roles helps build your confidence.
Absolutely.
Like, you're talking to people all day, every day, helps you build your confidence. And, you know, if confidence is something you struggle with, then through, like, our employment projects, we can offer support with that. There's courses, or we can do one-to-one coaching. So don't let that be a barrier.
Fantastic. Let us know that number again, because we caught each other. I was about to ask you, how could people get in touch? But you were right in there. What was the number again?
Yeah, so it's 01872 277 600 and option 3.
Fantastic stuff. Well, thank you very much for coming in and joining me today. Always good to have you in.
Thank you.
All the best for tomorrow and Friday on the bus.
Yeah.
Do enjoy that one. I'll be here in the studio, not enjoying the fun, but somebody's got to be back here pressing those buttons and doing the faders. It's only 1 or 2. Honestly, our job's really easy. Anyway, thank you so much for coming in, and it's
Thank
lovely.
you.
We will be talking this one to death until the problem is fixed, as you know, and it's lovely to get an insight, so thank you very much. Guys, if you want to catch up with anything you've seen today, obviously head on over to watchchaos.tv, click the YouTube button, you'll find us on there, and if you've missed any details, we'll get in contact with us direct, 01872228844, give us a call or a WhatsApp, hello@thisischaos.co.uk, and of course across all social media we are at Chaos TV UK, and feel free to use the hashtag KeepItChaos.